Hey guys, we have really been over-focusing on challenge locks lately, very technical, and I get a lot of questions from beginners, and it made me realize that we'd kind of left some people behind. So I decided it might be a good idea to get back to basics. And I was surfing through the Sparrows website, and they have a little new icon. I like to hit that once in a while, and this is a new lock. They call this the acrylic lock or the clear lock for obvious reasons. They advertise this as a training lock for left or right-handers, unlike a cutaway, which, of course, cutaways are much more expensive, but cutaways you can only see from one side. This one, left or right, doesn't matter. Very nice little lock. It's a Schlage keyway, standard keyway. Probably the majority of locks in the States are Schlage keyways. So if you can learn this one, you're ahead of the game. You can see exactly when things reach the shear line and what's happening inside a lock, either with the key, of course, or when you're picking it. You can watch those pins, or, and this really is the hardest part of lock picking, you can develop your feel for what's happening at an accelerated rate, because when you're picking it, you can see exactly what's happening and you can associate that with what you're feeling through the pick. Very handy, not only in these, this is a standard, by the way, these are like 25 bucks. You can use spool pins, and this is really where you're going to start to feel counter rotation, and you're going to get that spool hung up, and you'll be able to see exactly what part of the spool is hung up and what you need to do and what the feel is on the pick and your tension wrench, what you got to do to get past that block. And then when you get done with spools, you can move right into serrated pins. Now the beauty of these, like I said, they're Schlage keyway, but they're also repinnable. So you can take all these pins out by dropping that C-clip, popping it out, and then you can repopulate this with a mixture of pins. Something probably more likely what you'd find in the field is a mixture of serrateds, spools, and standards. So that would be the ultimate in developing your learning skills. Anyway, fellas, there you go. I do like it, several things about it, but there are some things I don't like. The thing I don't like is it's only 5 pins. They had room to put pin number 6, but to save a few pennies, they didn't do it. And it is a training lock, I understand, and I suppose if you can't learn something in 5 pins, you're probably not going to learn it in 6. I got that, but it seemed like it would have been such an easy thing to do. Another thing is I tried putting some solvent on here. It is acrylic, it's very durable. It wasn't melted or anything with the acrylic, but it is, I was able to scratch it with a knife blade, so I'm pretty careless. I'm all the time dropping stuff, as many of you like to point out. But I also toss things. When I'm done with something, I'll toss it on the workbench for a little while, and maybe I'll get back to it. You will scratch it up, and of course then you won't be able to see it quite so nicely. So I think when you get done with it, just a tip, don't toss it and be careless like I am. Put it in the box, and that way you can extend the life a little bit. Anyway, nice little locks. I'm very impressed. Very reasonable price. You might say 25 bucks is a lot of money, but when you figure that these are repinnable, you can see what's going on, and your learning is going to be greatly accelerated by associating what you see in there with what's happening on the pick and the tension wrench. I think it's money well invested. You're going to learn how to pick locks a lot faster. I wish these were around when I was learning to pick back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, but they weren't. Had to learn it blind, and you don't have to. Anyway, fellas, thanks for your time. Stay safe. Stay legal.
Subscribe to Bosnianbill's Log Lab. Do it now.